Hello, traders. Nick Shaheen looking at Nikola. This probably is going to piss off somebody somewhere. Either call me an idiot or whatever. So this, it's a speculative stock to say the least. So let's establish some ground rules. They are pre-production, so they should have no sales. I'll the first time I heard about it, I saw the logo. I thought it was a Tesla product. And then I saw the name. I was like, Tesla is spinning out its truck products. And then I figured out that nope, they had the balls to name it Nikola and make it look like a Tesla product. And so I was like very leery of that fact. And then I saw the guy on CNBC, whatever his name is, and the my impression was that he was prouder of his stock that it went public, SPAC or whatever, and versus his product line. So I was totally repulsed by him and the story that I was presented with. But I put that aside, and then I saw subsequent appearances. I was like, well, could they all be morons? I mean, maybe they have something. So I traded it and wrote about it on the bullish side once or twice. And then this happened. So the headlines came out. He's out after he defended his case. And okay, so it's an EV, but not really an EV because they have a gas twist to it, hybrid gas. So to me, it sounded like they wanted to be in the gas station mode for gas, kind of like the razor blade type of a product. So it's like confusing proposition as far as the thesis, but therein lies the opportunity. Confusing enough that you can't just kill it in one day. Of course, you call it a fraud, then yeah, you can kill it if you can prove it. So I'm going to ignore the expert opinion because they're all full of shit. Nobody knows diddly squat about nothing. How about that for good English? So I'm going to look at the chart and say what's obvious and what's not. I knew there was resistance. That panned out. This didn't pan out. The breakdown did. This pop was kind of shortable, but it gave us a range that was interesting and another interesting range. All of this went out the window when the fraud allegations came out. So I say headlines don't matter, but in this case, headlines would change the narrative completely. And so it did matter. So now what? So now I'm playing the levels. So check this out. So they say, what do you use for indicators? My number one tool are my eyeballs. I want you to look left, farther left. See where my cursor is? This is the exact bottom where it just bounced a couple of days ago, 3 days ago. Look left, and you tell me when did that happen 2 more times? This candle right there in May 8th. And this candle right there. Sometime in March 5th, it tried to poke high and it failed. It was a major failure. I mean, you can't see it now, but that was a major failure. 30% more. So it took it a while to come back, fail, come back, and then boom, off to the races. From here, it rallied 500%. And from here, it now came back 80%. So it gave it all back to exactly to the penny, this number and this number. It's not a coincidence. So unless they want to lose this level, and that would be my stop out point. If I'm going long now for a trade, I would do a lottery ticket on this bad boy because everybody hated it and then some. Oh, and then sexual allegations or sexual misconduct allegation or something, inappropriate behavior, whatever he did or supposedly did. So where is the incremental seller going to come out? It should have nothing but, hey, maybe it's not so bad type of a thing coming out. Plus there's the GM thing. Maybe that came out today, maybe it didn't. I don't know. It's up 15% today. So I'm already long off of the bottom. I'm not the perfect bottom, so I'm a little reddish in it, but it was a small bet. But I bet you anything that this will make a good swing into next year. So how do I play this? I haven't looked at the options, but I would either sell put spreads right at the bottom here with a hard stop. So if I'm wrong and it goes lower, then I'm wrong. I get out. I'll take my lumps and move on. Or the alternative would be to buy the shares, $20 risk, or buy calls leaps. So I would either buy cheap calls every month and like throw away like a lottery ticket. You would, okay, I'm going to waste $5 on lottery tickets this week or this month, this type of deal, and buy like way up there calls that have no chance of coming unless there's like a miracle headline. Or I would buy a leap, call into it, and put a stop, a dollar amount stop. Either, if I suffer 10% loss or 20, whatever, everybody has a different line. Or if I lose X number of dollars, $500 on my bet, and then I get out, or $50. Depends. Everybody's different. So I would take leap calls and just forget about them. Call calendars could work, but if I'm looking for a headline, a calendar might screw me, because with a calendar, if you get a big burst like this one, you're screwed. You're not going to make any money because you're long and short at the same place. So maybe a diagonal where you're long closer to current price than you're shorter term. Okay, so if you don't know what those means, don't try them. Learn them first. So the easiest way, buy shares and hope for a rally into 2021. And then it could be a good swing, but it is a speculative bet. I don't know anything about this company other than what I've seen on TV, and that's junk usually. So don't rely on me. What I know is that the machines love this level, and I'm going to take their cue. And if they think that this is a buyable bottom for the last 4 days, then I'm going to go with that. I mean, these moves don't look like much, but this is a 14% move today. So it's a big candle, but it doesn't look like it. Let me zoom in. Maybe on the 2-hour chart would look better. It's just too small. So I expect resistances here, here, and here for trend, level, and level. Clearly, this is a major fail, so a lot of resistance in here. So if I own shares, I can sell calls against them. So this might have enough implied volatility in the options market that I could buy right as a lottery ticket. So I buy the shares and I immediately sell calls against my shares. Covered calls. I don't naked calls on this one, sell them. No, that's crazy. I can buy naked calls because I'm in the driver's seat, but when I sell a premium, the owner of that leg I sell, whichever one it is, they're in complete control immediately. So not a suboptimal situation to be in. But a covered call sold, it's fine. Because if I own the shares, and let's say I own 100 shares and I sold one call at 45. Let's say the stock goes to 60. So if somebody sold it naked, they don't own the share, they just sold the 45. They're losing money from 45 on up. They're on the hook. So for me, if I own the shares and I sell the 45 calls, it's called a covered call sale. And that one, I'm not on the hook. What I am obligated to do, if called upon, is to give my stock away at 45. Therefore, I keep the premium I collected when I opened this covered call sale. I profit from here to here, but then I'm out. So my break-even point is above here. It's here, 45, plus, let's say I collected 5. I don't know what it is. I'm making up number. Then from here on up, I'm missing out. That's it. That's the downside. I'm missing out. I didn't lose anything. I made from here to here to here, and then above here, somebody else might make. They might call me out of my shares. All right, so Nikola is a complete bet, and a junky one at that. That's great, which by definition makes the junkier situation less likely than, hey, maybe there's some improvement in this situation. All right, again, speculative bet. I don't know anything about it, so I'm just playing the chart and my gut feeling on this. Nick signing out.